In this video, we'll look at how to print from an XtraPivotGrid using the XtraPivotGrid as an ad hoc presentation creation tool and an ad hoc reporting tool. So let's get started. Let's start with a VB WinForms application and add a Windows form to the application. Next, from the toolbox, I'll drop a ribbon control onto the form and we'll use that as our menu. I'll also drop a pivot grid control on the form, and we'll dock it to fill the rest of the available area. I click on the Pivot Grid Smart Tag menu to add a data source. We'll use the Northwind database, and click on the Products table. Click Finish to close the wizard. Next, I'll run the Pivot Grids Designer, click Retrieve Fields, and then close the designer. So all of my fields are now available on the pivot grid. I'm not going to design them right now. I'll leave that for the user to do. Next, I'll click on the Ribbon Control Smart Tag and click Run Designer. I'll add a button and drag it over to the Ribbon Page group. Next, I'll change the Ribbon Page's text property to print and also the Ribbon Page group's text property to print. And finally, I'll change the bar button item's caption to print. This will be the menu item that actually initiates the print. I'll switch to the Events view, double-click on Item Click, and add the following code. So, printing isn't built into the pivot grid control. If you need overall control or total control, then use XtraReports. But for ad hoc reporting and some pretty good reports without a lot of work, you can go ahead and add the call to the print method. So now I've got my form, and I've got a ribbon control, I've got a way to initiate the print, and I've got some data. Let's run the application. And here it is. It's up to the user at this point to decide how they want the data to be displayed. For the purposes of this demo, I try category ID in the row fields and product name. I like the way that looks, and I'll put quantity, units in stock, and unit price in the column fields. If I collapse some of the categories and scroll down, I can see that I've got grand totals already, so I've got a nice summary report on products and units and quantities. And if I click the print button, I'll print a Snagit, it's easier to capture the screen. You can see here that I've got a nice general ad hoc report. This is a good way to give your user a lot of power and flexibility without a lot of effort. They can decide what the form's going to look like, and they can get some quick down and dirty data and a sense of what their data means. As you can see, you can get these forms out quickly using DevExpress's ribbon control and XtraPivotGrid. For more information, check out the XtraPivotGrid documentation on the web. Thanks for watching, and thank you for choosing DevExpress.